Hey Internet, M.E.S here. Mm, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. If you did not know, I uploaded a video last night, late night, for my response on the recent killing of George Floyd. Of course, in my response, I went over his death along with the other deaths, Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor. But I felt like I could elaborate more on George Floyd's because his is so recent. And if I also do apologize if my take and statement was a little bit vague and fatigued and a little bit dull. I mean, it was late at night and I was tired, but I was also tired of these killings. There's nothing new. There's nothing new about them at all. But I am here today to speak out about what I think. I jotted down some notes in my notebook and I'm going to go over each and every one of them for people who aren't aware. So, an independent autopsy was ordered by the family of George Floyd because with the original autopsy, it was a little bit vague for what really happened to him. And this was always the intention. When it comes to a black person being killed, they always say that, oh, he was either mentally ill, here was some drugs in his system, or any of that, which we all know that's complete bullcrap. It's complete bullshit, and everybody knows that. So the FBI came in and had somebody else do the autopsy, an independent autopsy. Eventually, the cause of death was from apexia, which is forceful pressure to the neck, which stops the blood flow. Like how when Eric Gardner was choked to death, that stopped blood and airflow to his brain. Same thing with here, as pressure was on his neck when the cop kneed him. It's still hard to see that video. I ain't see that video but like one or two times. It's very hard to see that video because of so savage it is. The cops, the cop that was kneeing on his neck was staring at the camera. Kept looking at it, then looking back down at him, then look back up again at the camera. It's sickening. Same with the cop right next to him. Just sitting there do nothing. And you can see people are telling him to stop him, but he's just sitting there and doing nothing. It's sickening. It really is. And the funny thing is, more footage came out. More footage came out about the crime that he actually did commit. And there was more evidence. And the only thing about it is, it was fraud. The charge, if he was arrested, if let's think of an alternate reality about this. If there was an alternate reality, he would have not been killed. He would have been arrested and charged with fraud. And we all know what fraud is. Fraud is just a little petty white crime. Something, you're using something that's fake or not yours. But let's say if I use one of my subscribers' IDs and say that's my identity, then that's fraud. All it was doing was just buying some stuff, and I guess the money, some people get fake money mixed with real money, and that's how it is. It's still disgusting to see that. But I'm gonna still get to it. This whole thing with this whole movement has gotten so big that not even people like me to take my valuable time to stand up and face a camera and talk about this stuff. And it's not just me, it's other big YouTubers like Markiplier, Pretty Boy Fredo, maybe even PewDiePie. But also late night hosts like Jimmy Fallon and Conan, Jimmy Kimmel. But I also have celebrities and rappers who was on here. And be warned, this is a long list. Took up almost half the page. Nick Cannon, Ariana Grande, 2 Chainz, LL Cool J, Trey Songz, Young M.A, Lil Yachty, Tory Lanez, Kevin Hart, Rick Ross, David Banner, Mike Epps, Ice Cube, The Baby, Fat Joe, Cardi B, Wiz Khalifa, Annalie Choppa, Trippie Redd, J. Cole, Michael B. Jordan, Michael Jordan, Jeezy, Snoop Dogg, Meek Mill, Drake, The Kardashians, Colin Kaepernick, Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Nicki Minaj, Bernie Sanders, The Weeknd, Travis Scott, Beyonce, Jay-Z. It reached to Beyonce and Jay-Z. And those two are like the biggest power couple in music. Jay-Z's a billionaire, and it's fucking Beyonce. There's no explanation for him. It's fucking Beyonce. And Floyd Mayweather. It reached to him as well. And he even offered to pay for the funeral causes for George Floyd, his family. And Floyd Mayweather is fucking rich. He's like the black version of Scrooge McDuck. So paying off for funeral loans and all that stuff is like going to the gas station and getting gas for his car. There are even some companies. I only know 3 right now that did it. Maybe I missed some. I apologize. PlayStation, Sony. They halted their event to unveil the PlayStation 5 because of what's going on in the world. And there's an issued statement that they said on their Instagram too, if you guys want to look. And I posted it on my story. Same with Disney. Now, I do understand that some people are a little bit biased by this because Disney did do some racist stuff back in the day, but I still commend them for doing this. Because with Disney is a multi-billion-dollar company. They bought everything you know. They bought Star Wars, 20th Century Fox, Marvel, all that. And they still took the time out of their day to announce that they don't stand against racism. Hell, they even have a black princess. Princess and the Frog, and they're coming out with a new movie called Soul, which deals with a black man starring Jamie Foxx. And Nickelodeon even told everyone that they're gonna stop their airing for 8 minutes and 46 seconds in honor of George Floyd and everything that's going on. I mean, yeah, it's short, but I'm pretty sure that's the best they can do because they can't really do 24 hours. It's not like Nickelodeon's Worldwide Day of Play. But I still understand and commend them for them. Because shit, 24 hours to them, that's a death sentence. SpongeBob is making them fucking money. Shit. That's all it is. It's going to companies. Now, I want to get more into rioting. Okay. The riots. I'm seeing the riots. Seeing the riots on the news. Seeing riots on Instagram. I understand. I understand the anger and the frustration of every single being that goes out there and just riots. They scream. They shout. They get violent. Yes. It's America. We're going to get violent. It's everything. But at the same time, when the riots get worse, the police get worse. I'm starting to see that a little bit. The police are starting to get even much worse than when the racist cops were on the scene. They're bringing out the riot gear and everything. Guns that shoot out rubber bullets, tasing, batons. It's gotten so worse. You're beating them. Sometimes you're just beating regular people, even if they're walking and not with the protest. So what the fuck's going on with that? You're shooting people with rubber bullets. I hear that like 2 or 3 people were shot in the eye and lost their eye with the rubber bullets. Rubber bullets still hurt. Don't get me wrong. They're not like cushions and all that stuff. They hurt. They hurt. They hurt just like an airsoft gun and a BB gun bullet. They just don't kill you like a regular one. And then you have tasing people. Now, tasing. Why are you going to tase just regular people? And it's not just regular teens that are out there protesting. It's old people. Old people, people in their 20s, and people that are just kids. So what if you tase a kid? You're going to give them a heart attack. Same with an old person. Or a person with a heart condition. You're putting yourself in danger. Because you're about to kill a person. Now, I do see some videos that there are some police officers, when the other police officer they are assigned with goes out of hand, they do check them. And I can applaud them for that. I can applaud. And it's a human reaction. Other people are saying about these riots is a human reaction to everyone. It's a human reaction. And I can understand that. Martin Luther King did say, and that's white people's favorite African American. Because they always talk about Martin Luther King wouldn't approve, that it is, and da-da-da-da. That doesn't matter. Black History Month is over, so you could stop quoting him right now. And another thing, we follow other black social activists who did this too, like Malcolm X. So, I'm not even surprised that their precinct at Indianapolis, and they burned it down. They burned down the police department and the precinct. I'm not surprised by that. And I don't feel sympathy. Because in America, all these racist police departments, DC, Florida, New York, Minnesota, and Minneapolis is the worst one. It's the worst one. Now for looting. I'm mixed on the subject. I'm very mixed. Because one, some lootings are fine to me. But then on the other hand, there are some other lootings that I just don't accept at all. And then it's to a point where the looting has gotten so damn funny and annoying. They're robbing Amazon trucks now. People who ordered stuff. It's sickening. Burning down an AutoZone, Target. Okay. Just don't do it no more. Because there are a lot of people. We can replace electronics. But there are also pharmacies. I'm surprised nobody burned down a CVS, Walgreens, or Kaiser, or whatever stuff that provides medicine. Don't. I'm telling you, don't. Because you are going to put everyone in danger. And the coronavirus is still out here. And now they're talking about Ebola coming back too. So we need the medicine we could get. So to any protesters who are listening to this video, if you see looters, stop them. Please. Because it's not the time. Yeah, it's the time, but then again it's not. Because we need medicine. All of us need medicine. Now, okay. Another thing about the looting, don't destroy small businesses and black-owned businesses. Why do I say those two? Because they are not like a Target. They are not like an AutoZone. They are not like a mall. They're not like Walmart. They're not like McDonald's, Popeyes. Any other big name brand, they're not like them. They are small, but they're active. So don't destroy them. Like I said yesterday with that guy's bar, he was crying because he built his life off of that. It was a sports bar. Luckily, he did get the money, and he was funded by GoFundMe, and he was able to get the money back to build it. But don't destroy black-owned businesses or small businesses, because that's all they have. That's their source of income, and if their source of income is destroyed, they don't have income. And when it comes to like strip malls and all that stuff, don't destroy them too, because they need to pay the rent. Because if they can't pay the rent, they gotta go. And the government is not gonna fund. They're not gonna fund the small businesses. So we gotta stop the looting. At least majority of it. Please stop the looting. Please. And now for the final thing I want to talk about is what Donald Trump said. This was recent. This was literally yesterday. And I missed this. So, with all the looting and all that stuff going around, Donald Trump and his family hide in the president bunker. He was still tweeting and talking shit. After that, the next 24 hours or hours, he decided to go back up, walk around D.C. He ordered the police to push off a peaceful protest. There wasn't no riots. There was no looting. It was a peaceful protest. Just walking, just shouting, if justice, no peace, basically the poster. They were basically doing what this poster is doing. Relaying a message. And he's telling them to push them off. And if they don't listen, beat them. Threaten them. Then at one of his conferences, he makes fun. He makes fun of us. He makes fun of when Eric Garner and George Floyd said, "I can't breathe." And then he announces he will mobilize the U.S. military to end the riots and the lawlessness. He can't do that. Because, one, that's the National Guard's job. And I'd be damn sure the National Guard's going to listen to him. Same with the military. There are other problems in America right now. The riots and stuff are going to stop when we are heard. When we are heard, we will stop. And right now, we aren't heard. So it's time for you to step up, or for other governments to step up and fix everything that's going on with America. Prison reform has to be on top of the list. Racism is not dead. It's still here. For hundreds of years, it's been here. It's never going away. And again, I sat here wasting my valued time to get on this fucking camera and tell everyone, even government officials. That's the thing. We are smarter than the government officials we have in office right now. Enough is enough. We have had enough. No justice, no peace. Now I see everyone on social media doing the Blackout Tuesday. I will be joining you. I'll post after this video goes off. Post this on my story so people can know. I'm wearing a black hoodie. And for like a couple of hours, I'll be off the grid. I was planning on releasing a new sketch this week. I changed my mind. I'm not going to do it. I'll do it another time. Now's not the time. If you go out today and protest, I advise you to stay safe. Stay safe out there. We all we got. Thank you guys for being the voice. And I hope I'm a voice too. For as much as I can do. Rest in peace, George Floyd. I hope you're in a better place. You can scream, shout all you want. But know this: all lives won't matter until Black lives matter.